Welcome to another episode of the Birdie Golf Club podcast, and today's a bit of a special one. I am out of my booth, which is a very lonely place to be, and I am down here at VGolf at Brighton Marina, and I am with Rob, who is the owner / founder of VGolf.
Absolutely.
That sound good to you, Rob? Yeah?
That works.
And I've got Toby as well here, who, as he put, he is the manager who tells Rob what to do.
Exactly.
And then he gets to pay for it.
Exactly, especially when we're looking at marketing stuff. He basically does that.
That's a long...
As he says, I'm too old now.
It's a long title. That's a long title to get on your desk, isn't it?
We work well as a team.
Absolutely. So I guess to start the podcast, Rob, what made you start VGolf?
Yeah, interesting, because I think we just had a conversation regarding yourself, and for me, I was 25 years in sales. Was literally at a point where it was really tough for me to open my laptop in the mornings. Just felt that there must be a lot more out there, for me to be able to do. Always wanted to start my own company, and to be able to start my own company in an arena where you're selling your passion, which is golf, and also selling your other passion, which is kind of party games and all the rest of it, is just, I feel like this is the best thing that's ever happened to me, despite what happens in the future. Just to have given this a go has been amazing. So it was literally, for me, a situation where I just thought life's too short and I've just got to get out there and actually do something. And so many people, I think yes, I want to do this, but never do. And then you get to an age, which I'm nearly already getting to.
I'm not saying anything.
You get to an age where you go, well, that's it now. I've missed that boat. And so, I was getting towards that point and just went, no, let's just do it. Let's get out there. And so far, the journey's been unbelievable, amazing, absolutely amazing. And each week that goes by and each month that goes by, we just get a little bit better at what we do. We get a little bit more exposure, and we just get, every month just beats the record of our best month. As we go forward. I mean, in January, I think we broke our record 4 times, weekly record of sales. In week 1, then week 2, then week 3, then week 4. Wow! So it just kept on being broke, we're really pushing forward, and from the beginning, the feedback has been off the charts. So that's always something we've known, but we've tweaked things, we've made things better, and now we're really looking forward to the future. Looks good.
Well, I can back up what Rob's saying about living the dream, because we are on a Tuesday night and he's sitting here with a glass of white wine at work, so he's done something right, that's for sure.
This is quite normal.
And we're in here, we're in the VIP room, which I can say has basically got everything that somebody would want for like an event or whatever it is they may be doing. So this room, because obviously this is quite a bit of space. Was this a difficult decision in some ways? Because you're essentially giving one simulator and obviously the games, but just for one party. So
funny enough, it was. Yeah. You're right. It was a really tough decision, and it was something that I hankered over for a good month or so when I was trying to plan the structure of the building. But I'm so glad that we went down this route, because it is, as you say, as far as birthdays, occasions, stags, etc., even hen parties as well, it's what you would pay to hire a room in a pub, but you've got the best golf simulator in the world. You've got a crazy American pool table. You've got table tennis. You've got table football. It's like it's like the ultimate, I want to say man cave, but it's also good for ladies as well. But it is like the ultimate man cave, because you've just got everything you could ever wish for in here, really. And people come in here, they'll book for an hour. 4 hours later, we still can't, get them out. They just keep wanting to do another hour and another hour. So this was a difficult decision, but one I think that was really good. But also, the great thing about this room is if we're not very busy in the week, you don't expect this room to get booked out on a Tuesday, for instance, because it's for special occasions, etc. it's a really good overflow. So, you know, should we have any issues, or we have walk-ins that want a golf simulator and they're all booked out, we've obviously got a spare one here.
Yeah, which is ideal.
And then we also book the pool table out as a separate item.
Yeah.
So you know, it works really well in that respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a good. It's turned out to be a good decision.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when I walked in here, I was a bit early and I had to set up all the equipment, and it was really hard for me to concentrate and just set up my equipment. So I was like, I could just have a quick game of pool, I guess, or warm up a little bit of golf, and I haven't played table football in a while. So it works. It works, definitely. But thankfully, I did actually set up, which was good because we needed that. We did indeed need that. So I think some people, I put out a post on Instagram the other day that was talking about golf simulators and people's experience at golf simulators. And I think there's some misconceptions, I think, around about what they expect when they turn up. So if we could cover a few of those things, that'd be great. First one, how much is it?
So everything we do here at VGolf is £10 per person per hour, which most people think is amazing value.
Yeah.
So we changed our pricing structure probably 6 months after we opened. We used to have a pricing structure where we priced per bay, per shuffle table, per shuffle lane, per dartboard. The problem with that is that in the week, this wasn't so bad on a Saturday, but in the week, you generally are knocking about with either your other half or a mate.
Yeah.
And then if you're paying £45 an hour, which it was then, it's £22.50 to throw some darts.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of money. So what we decided was we would go £10 per hour, because then it caters for couples. But also on the flip side for us, if we get a booking of 10 people playing darts, obviously we're doing quite well from that.
It works out pretty
so
well.
So it works out really well. And whatever, even if you have a group of 10 or 12, it's still only costing everyone £10 an hour.
Yeah.
Whatever way you look at it.
Absolutely.
So I think we've got the pricing structure about right. We're quite happy with that. And as people always turn around and say to us, it would cost me more to go to the range.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Cost me more probably to heat my house. So
yeah, there you go.
I think I might just stay.
Yeah, there you go. And it's and not only can you play golf for that hour, but you can play on 260 of the best courses around the world.
Well,
for a tenner.
I was going to get into that because obviously,
yeah.
Again, that's maybe a misconception that people have, that they're going to expect the same experience as going to a golf course. And it's important to manage people's expectations with that, isn't it? Because you're not. It is a completely different experience in many ways, because of the instantaneous ability of being able to hit balls, not being in the freezing cold like we are at the moment in the UK, and just the constant rain. All these things are sounding pretty positive, but some people walk away and go, "Well, that just didn't feel the same as when I went and played a round of 18." It's like, well, it's not going to. So what, like you said, what are some of the standout features for you that make the simulator experience special for a golfer and also for a beginner?
I think the first, and I will let Toby speak soon.
You could say Toby's. Just sit there in silence. Toby's so
I will
quiet.
actually let Toby speak too, but this is quite normal for our relationship.
Yeah. Toby did. He warned me. So I thought let's just let him go.
What I would say to that is, I think golfers of my age, so I'm 52 now, and golfers of my age would not necessarily take naturally to playing golf simulator golf, because it's just not traditional golf. And I get that, because even as the owner of this place, I see that. You know, what I would always say is that this is a great alternative to golf. I would never say it's going to replace golf, and I really hope it doesn't, even though it'd be great for me. But I really hope it doesn't replace golf, because golf's got so many different types of attributes to it.
Of course.
But what I would say is we'll get people from East Brighton Golf Course, which is just literally just above us here on the marina, will come in here on a lovely summer's day. They'll be, say, 22, 25, that kind of age range. And I'll kind of almost be asking them, you know, why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Why are you here? And they're like, well, I can have a beer with my mates. I can play a bucket list golf course that I would never get to play.
Yeah.
and I know I'm not going to get held up. I know I'm not going to have anyone behind me. So it's a different type of experience, which, let's face it, is becoming more and more popular and will become more and more popular. It has to, especially with the way the winters, etc., are going in the UK, and also the summers. So as I say, an alternative, I would never say it's going to replace golf because I don't want it to.
Yeah, and you probably never foresaw the fact that TGL was gonna happen. You guys have got Sky Sports here as well, so people can not only play simulator golf but now can watch simulator golf, which I think is on now. It was on this afternoon, even, wasn't it, or something like that? This evening,
America,
there. So
Toby's the expert on TGL, so
yeah.
You speak now.
Well, yeah, I would say because Toby, you just been over to America. Did you get to check TGL out? I know we've spoken about the fact that you may have gone to TGL. That I haven't warned you about this question. So did you get to big mic drop moment? Did you go to TGL?
I'm afraid I didn't. We went to America in Orlando for the PGA show. I'm pretty sure TGL is based down in West Palm Beach, where I went to university. Funny enough, but. Even at the PGA show, there's plenty of presence on, Golf Sun were there, who obviously we use their simulators, best in the world. They were there, and a lot of other big brands were there as well. But like Rob said, there's nothing better than, playing golf outside. Obviously, hopefully when it's sunny and warm. But this is the closest thing to it gets in terms of the Golf Sun. You've got all sorts. You've got, obviously, you can hit off the mat. You get a perfect lie every time. You've then got obviously the rough and the sand as well. The mat obviously moves up and down in terms of, if you've got an uphill lie, the mat will then do that as well to try and replicate that. But yeah, I mean, plenty of people think it is the future in terms of indoor golf, and hopefully we think it is because it'd be good for us. Yeah. But yeah, like Rob mentioned earlier, there's nothing better than playing outdoors. But this is a very, very, very close second to that.
Yeah, and just to cut in there, I don't know if you can hear what's going on outside.
I'm sure
it's a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And we've got such a fantastic atmosphere out there right now with a corporate that's come in, having a great time, and that's what really sparks this business. Yeah. If it was just Golf Simulator, I don't know how just Golf Simulator companies work. I honestly don't. Yeah. Because unless we have, which we do, the big Fridays and the big Saturdays, with the party side of it as well, and the golfers join in with all that. Yeah. I can't see that we would be able to survive, and especially in Brighton, you have to kind of have a business that works with your audience. Yeah. And the audience in Brighton is party people, generally speaking. So we get the serious golfers coming through, and they check all their stats, etc., on the Golf Sun, and the feedback we get, by the way, is that they are bang on. But so we get that side of it, but it's really nice to have the mix. And like I say, on a Tuesday night, it's buzzing in here, and that's what we need as a business.
Like you said, the mix is so important because I was talking to a few different companies about the fact that actually hotels and stay and play courses and stuff like that. And saying, stay and play is great, but there has to be an offering for somebody who's a non-golfer as well. Because think about my wife, she doesn't like golf. She doesn't mind getting in the cart and driving that around and stuff. That's fine.
Delivering beers.
Exactly, but in reality, she doesn't like golf. So what can those people offer for both to make it an experience? And like you said, here you've got the golf, you've got all the stats for the hardcore golfer,
and they're the best golf sims in the world. That's been proven many times over. So exactly, not only do we have that we can cater for them, but also with the tilting floor that moves to your terrain.
It's very cool. Yeah,
that's a really cool thing that people who are maybe just beginning to play golf, they love that. It's just,
and even the hardcore golfers, I think, don't realise that exists, that technology. Because, like I said, when I put up this Instagram story the other day, one of the things would be cool if there was different lies and different surfaces to hit off as well. I said, that does exist. Like pretty much at every, both golf simulators on the south coast that I've been to, both had that ability to do that, yours and the one in Eastbourne as well.
Yeah.
So it's just getting across that message of like simulators have changed a lot.
And we're the only
from when they
ones, by the
started.
way, in the south.
Yeah.
That have that technology,
The
and
rotating,
very lucky that we chose GolfZone, because they don't massively publicise themselves that big in the UK, which is a really interesting point, because you'll see lots of golf simulator companies are popping up all over the place. But most of them are not using GolfZone, which is kind of surprising when you bear in mind. My belief is they're 10 years ahead of the rest.
Wow, really? Yeah.
You know, really that far ahead. So the fact that the other companies are not using them, whether that be a sponsorship thing, I'm not sure. Not sure exactly why that is. But we chose to heavily invest, but to have the best sims. And that feedback that we get is worth £1 million, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully I'll give you some feedback later when I sort of shank a few. And if they don't go straight, then I'm furious.
Don't worry, we're shank resistant.
There's some solid sidewalls, which is we heard one hit a moment ago actually, so someone was having a bit of a mess. So for you, Toby, like what did you know Rob before? Is that what happened, or what brought you to VGolf?
Good question, really.
You just rocked up.
I want in.
Rocked up, probably late.
Rocked up and went, we need this, and this. God.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the golf world for 20 years. I started playing when I was 8, and I've always been excited about the opportunities that could be in golf. I think, I'm trying to think how really. I think obviously we know a mutual friend who's now a sort of marketing agency and does our website for us, Jack over at Boostbury. I think he said to me, there's a cool golf place opened up in the Brighton Marina, obviously very local to me. Come down for the opening night, I'll introduce you to Rob. We had a little chat, and I guess the rest is history, really.
The rest is history,
yeah.
I think I got quite lucky, actually, with you and Jack. Jack is a friend of mine from my own golf club, who's got a marketing company.
Right.
So that worked really, really well for him to set up our website and do, he did all the logos and all the rest of it.
Ideal.
It was brilliant. Yeah. And then introduced me to Toby as well. So,
Amazing.
So he did well to start with, and then he finished with Toby. So.
Sort of swing and a miss, but it is what it is. And then, you've got a few different things going on as well. So, like, you come in to here obviously shows that this is an environment where you want to continue to work and continue to manage and things like that as well. What we talked a little bit about the atmosphere of VGolf and everything like that. So what can people expect when they come here as far as atmosphere and bringing your own club, stuff like that? I mean, some people are a bit like, they have a bit of trepidation about bringing their own clubs to a simulator experience, but can you alleviate some fears on that it's okay to also be a golfer here and also enjoy an atmosphere?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we encourage people to bring their own clubs, because then they can get the best out of the simulator. We've got clubs here for people to use. If they don't want to, bring clubs, and they can just use the clubs here, then go into town afterwards or whatever. But in terms of the experience, Rob and I, obviously are in close talks with our staff all the time, and we're trying to get them to encourage people, to welcome people when they come through the door, offer them a drink, great service, show them how to use the simulator, because it's the first time, not the first time that they've used a simulator, but it's the first time they've used the GolfZone technology, and it's super intuitive and easy to use. But there's a few different things that I'm working on at the minute, but I wouldn't still be involved here. I didn't think it's got a future, and I really believe it does. Indoor golf is it's popping up all over the place. There's loads in London now. There's loads everywhere.
I was thinking the other day, 5 years ago, I knew of one. I knew of one basically, and up in East Grinstead. That's like the closest one I could think of at the time. Whether that was a marketing thing or whatever it may be, but now you are just seeing more and more golf simulators, and the popularity is increasing, just as the same as the popularity of golf's increasing. With things like Live as well, like I think it has brought in a completely new audience into golf. As much as everyone thought that was a gimmick and everything like that, of it grows the game and stuff like that, you can see where it has, because it's taken away some of the closed off nature of golf and open people's minds a little bit, and obviously that.
Yeah, trying to make it more accessible, really. I mean, if you've got a family and kids and stuff, you want to pop out for a couple of hours. Obviously, golf normally takes. Well, I tell my missus it takes 8 hours, so I'm out for the rest of the day.
It's a smart play.
But it might take. You might get there an hour before golf for a warm up or a beer, whatever. Then you've actually got to play golf, and then maybe have a drink afterwards, or whatever. So it's 5-6 hours out your day.
Yeah.
Whereas you can come to an indoor simulator, play 18 holes with 2 of you in 2 hours, and have a beer as well. It's more accessible to all. You don't have to wear golf shoes or golf equipment. You can wear pretty much whatever you like. Whatever floats your boat in terms of dress sense. And you can pop in and play, and that's acceptable.
Do you get a lot of walk-ins?
Yeah.
So just people because down in the marina they might have a cinema that's like in an hour's time, whatever it might be. So you get a lot of walk-ins with
yeah, for sure. Obviously, we've got a banner outside that shows that brings people this way. But a lot of people walk in, and just if we are free in terms of capacity, we're not normally are because we're super busy. But people walk in and play, and they can kill an hour, or if their wife's doing something nearly in the area, they can pop in and play a round of golf or hit some balls, whatever it might be.
A lot of the walk-ins tend to be for some of our other activities, like darts or shuffle. Golfers tend to have a plan. They'll kind of they know we're here and they'll come down.
Setting our ways, golfers.
But we do, but we do still get walkers, golf walk-ins. But we always say to them, look, if you've not played golf, this is not like you're going to just go to like a crazy golf place where you can just do some putting. This is actual golf. So it's like turning up at a professional golf course having never played. So we try and make that clear, because I don't want to take people's money when they can't actually hit the ball.
Yeah, not much fun if they're just missing.
We've all been there.
Oh yeah.
But at the
Rob's still there.
Yeah, Rob's Can I just mention that he's an ex-golf pro.
Yeah.
And he's never beat me yet on The Sims. And
really?
We've played many times on The Sims.
Okay.
And I play off one. But he calls me the wily old, I won't say what the next word is, the wily old git, basically. And he's never beat me. So just want to make that clear before his comments
I just do that for his ego, I've got to make him feel good.
As a pro, technically no handicap, but where would you put yourself at? Because I have to ask the question as part of the podcast. Any guest that comes on.
Well, my official handicap now, I believe, is +3.
Okay.
So I was pro and then went back to amateur. You've got to respect your elders.
Yeah.
He's almost triple my age. But yeah.
How far are you putting that gimme circle, just out of interest?
Well, when Rob plays
Rob
plays around the golf on his own, he tends to shoot sort of 3-4 under, but the gimmies must be 25 feet.
Do you know what's really embarrassing, actually, is that we've had 3 hole-in-ones at VGolf since we opened.
Right.
2 of them were me.
Really?
When no one was here.
2 of them were me. Well, it's quite clear though. It's on the scorecard. You can't cheat it.
To the greatest golf simulator player in the world, the Tiger Woods of our generation.
And I was expecting like glitter to come from the ceiling or something like that when I made a hole-in-one. Nothing happened. I looked round and there was no one even there.
Devastating.
Because he's always on the range practicing. He says to me he's busy doing emails.
Do you know what?
The
funny thing is, customers are always saying to me, your golf must be getting great, Rob. And I'm kind of like, well, if you started a business like this, you would know that you never get on the Sims. Because I might play the drive of the first hole before I get pulled off for whatever reason, So.
In many ways, a nightmare. You literally have it all at your disposal.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets to probably like midnight, you're not really wanting to start playing 18 holes, are you?
Or in a state to do that.
Yeah. So, with both of you, which is your favourite? What's your favourite activity to do on the sim? Because obviously you can play a course, you can go to the range. Is there other games that are available on there for people to do, or even better, what's your favourite course? Let's start with that. What's your favourite course? This is what I do. I formulate questions and in my mind I think of it more.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go? Are you not ready?
Go on, you go ahead. I'm still choosing. There's
multiple.
As far as games go, I mean, we've got like a long drive competition nearest the pin.
Yeah.
Because I'm old, I like to use the short game range.
Okay, yeah.
So I can work on my short game, because obviously I'm a bit shorter these days off the tee, so I have to work on that part.
He still uses his driver.
Yeah, yes.
120 out. There we go.
Perfect.
But there is a course, it's a course called Old Head in Ireland. That is spectacular. It's one of those where you play it on the golf sim, and you just you really have to go there to actually play it, because it just looks beautiful on the golf sim. So it's funny, because some of the most famous courses around the world don't always translate that well to sims. Do you know what I mean?
found
It's
that
like
I played St Andrews once, and it was like you can't captivate the same feeling as being there. And actually, if you were to move St Andrews to somewhere else, it wouldn't be that great.
I remember the first time turning up at St Andrews, and I just walked, as you probably have done, walked through the town and was on the first tee. And just like the hairs on the back of my neck were just stood up. Wow. And it was just like,
I've never been. I want to go.
I mean, I went maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was actually on a corporate thing, so work paid for it, fortunately.
Absolutely ideal.
But I didn't play it. I just walked, you know when you walk down the side, and then you turn left and you're on the first tee. And it's like, where would you ever get that in the world? You go to Wentworth, you have to go through gates and all sorts.
It's a town built around the golf course, which is so unique, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So as I was saying, something like St Andrews, you have to be there. Yeah. And I say this to customers. The first thing they always say is, let's play St Andrews Golf Course. I'm not in any way demeaning St Andrews Golf Course, because it's an amazing place, but you have to be there.
Yeah.
So, and like you say, if you moved it somewhere else, it wouldn't be the same.
No.
So Old Head for me is probably that's the one.
Yeah, I think from a customer's point of view, I think, Pebble Beach is always very, very popular. St Andrews is popular. There's over 240, 250 golf courses to choose on there. But I think it's like Rob said, it's good if you've played a course in real life, as it were, to then play on a simulator. You can really relate to it.
Yeah.
And just shows you how good those graphics are, I guess. So for me, I think PGA National on the Champ course, where they used to play the Honda Classic, it's now called Kozenak Classic, I think.
Everyone's still going to call the Honda Classic. It's great. It's been marketing of all time.
No, exactly. So where the Bear Trap is, and lucky I was there for university. We used to play there a few times a week, and it's the graphics on here on the Golf Simulator is pretty much identical to that.
Didn't I beat you on that one as well?
Didn't mention that. He didn't mention that. Okay,
he says that he's had too many wines. But I think that's great. Obviously, the iconic hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. They're all good. There's plenty of courses in Asia and different things. We always ask customers whether you want to play more linksy, more American, more Asian, and there's a whole range on there. But I think PGA National.
You find hidden gems, don't you?
Yeah, Teeth of the Dog, that Casa de Campo.
Teeth of the Dog in
I've heard
Dominican Republic.
Pretty good.
I actually played that in real life.
Right.
And when I saw it pop up on the sim, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's like a stunning golf course. There's the Dragon course in Phoenix, Vietnam, I think.
Yeah.
Random kind of places, but you play them and you go, oh my God, these would be in my top 5 courses,
And it's a relatively immersive experience as well, because like that little chirp that you can hear is birds chirping, which is to do with the golf sim, isn't it? That's literally, so the different courses are going to have different attributes that are going to play into it and stuff like that.
And do you know what Golf's on actually go? So one of the things that customers quite often ask is whether we have Sawgrass, whether we have Augusta. We don't. Okay. And the reason we don't is because Golf's on are so meticulous in the way that they map their golf courses. Yeah. They're not allowed, obviously, to map them in that much detail for these kind of courses. So they just don't have them.
Part of the mystique of those courses.
They just won't have them. There are other golf sim companies that actually do a bit of guesswork,
imitation.
They try and make a copy of it. Yeah.
But they also check even air pressure.
Wow.
On certain holes, if you've got a bit of elevation, the air pressure has to be completely right.
Yeah.
Toby's seen their stand in the US when they were, they're in South Korea. which is obviously where they're based, where their headquarters is, they are apparently there's 6 times more golf simulators than there are Starbucks.
Wow.
So it's just.
I've seen some of their facilities over there, and it is
massive.
another level, isn't it? The way
It is
they,
another level.
because they started probably 10 years before everyone else. So so I guess leading into that, where do you see VGolf going? What sort of because obviously that's difficult, right? Because you've got to find a spot where it's comfortable every month to obviously, one is probably not cheap, this space, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
Sky Sports probably isn't cheap because they're, let's not talk about
My wages.
Yeah, exactly.
Toby.
That's the biggest issue.
Toby is draining this place of all profits. But so where do you see it? Once everything's stabilised and you like you said, you're growing every month at the moment, which is great.
Yeah.
Where do you see maybe the evolution of somewhere like this?
So I think that the first year was a little bit of trial and error. We were finding out what people liked, what people didn't like. We've made changes. We've introduced the shuffle table. We even introduced beer pong, which is like obviously not something that I necessarily thought we'd ever do, but it works really well and gets the party going and just gets that atmosphere going. Myself and Toby have spoke about this, and from the way that we actually present ourselves now to customers, we pretty much feel like we're where we need to be. Sky Sports was the latest thing that we've had on, and as you know, that's super expensive. We don't necessarily gain any business from it. We're not a pub. We're not a pub that's going to get loads of people coming in drinking because we've got the football on.
It's an additive.
It's an added thing.
Added value.
We want, even though our feedback is off the chart, we want to make it more off the chart. We want people to just have the most immersive experience they can possibly have here, and that includes that. So when we get a stag group come in, quite often they'll say, "Oh, it's a shame you haven't got football," So now we've just changed that. So we've made it now. We don't need to make any more changes.
No, I think
there's nothing else we need to do. But as far as where I want it to go, we are, like I say, we're breaking records month on month. And if that carries on, we're now at a point where we know the business model works. And that's really important. So it's now just a case of more exposure, because once people know we're here, they keep coming back. So that I think is just going to keep on accelerating the progress of VGolf. Then, I would love the idea of maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, if this place became a massive success, that we had maybe, a franchise system, possibly. Because people, the best thing that people say sometimes is, and they've said it probably to you, is this a franchise? And you kind of go, that's amazing. Because that means we've made it work somewhere else. And now we've started it up here.
I would have walked in with the logo and everything like that. It does look like a franchise business. It looks established. It looks like it's in various locations. So to know that you're already set up for that in many ways, because that can be difficult sometimes, especially when people corner themselves into a certain market, call it the place where they are or whatever it may be. But you've got that ability to franchise. Obviously, that comes with its own headaches, I'm sure, and stuff like that. So. But
let's get this place working right first.
What's really nice is you've both recognised that this works. And a lot of people, that's a difficult place to get to, right? Because you're just hoping that the next month's going to be the month where it works.
So we're just seeing it do that. We're seeing it go up and up and up and up and up all the time. And there's no reason for that to ever change. Because if feedback's off the charts and more people are knowing about you, how can it go the other way? That's my kind of logic to it. I'm not a I was going to say Donald Trump, but that might be the wrong. That might be the wrong phraseology at the moment.
I think to add to the point Rob said earlier, we wanted to, we're only 18 months old. And when we first opened, we wanted to get everything set up operationally correct. Get everything in the day-to-day running of the business, getting it sorted, and then slowly add on different benefits. Like Rob said, in Sky Sports now we've got a little sofa sort of chill out area. We've now added different things to make it good. And there's no, I don't think we didn't need to add anything else.
We've got Guinness coming on tap.
Guinness is coming on tap,
Next
which is
week.
brilliant.
That's a great.
Which is
Yeah,
that's a great.
that's a big one.
There is. It's tough when you order a Guinness and you see that can and you see that little machine which apparently makes it the same. You're like,
Well, we don't even have the machine. We just have a can.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah,
I think it's better not to insult people with the machine because
Pretend it works.
yeah, it's like look, it's the same now. Look, you get
we
the-
needed to make that change. Do you know
Yeah.
what? It's listening to what customers give you as feedback, and the Guinness is the next one that we're going to change. And the Sky Sports was the other thing that people said. It's a shame you don't have it. You know, if we'd stay here maybe for longer or whatever it might be, and just have a better time. Especially in here, you know, you've got that great big screen.
Oh yeah.
And this is all just for you.
Yeah.
You know, so imagine you come in here. I mean, I've actually booked this out for the last night of the Masters.
Sunday of the Masters, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to have lots of friends here and all the rest of it, and we've got that great big screen.
All three of them.
It's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
And a dog, maybe.
Yeah. So and I think the more I've been speaking to different businesses that have been starting up, the people sell the business. I think it's one of those things. If it's like a faceless thing, it can become very difficult to market. And I think there's a leaning for people to want to know who they're either buying from or going to.
I get that,
with a
yeah.
place like this. And you guys have obviously established yourself and Toby are here. You've got Ed who welcomed me in this evening. He seems like a great bloke.
Brilliant.
Like,
Yeah.
obviously that hiring part can be very tricky. How have you found that, and has that been a sort of learning curve? Because I'm thinking there might be people listening to this that might have that same, like you said, like yeah, you don't have to go too in depth into stories, I guess, on that one. But there may be people listening to this that, like you said at the start, have got a dream of starting, you know,
Exactly.
a golf simulator place somewhere like this, somewhere with entertainment for people. What would be, I guess we could break it down into what tips would you give people as well? So, you know, how have you found the experience, and what tips would you necessarily give to people?
I mean, I think this is quite different, because not only do you need somebody that can work a bar, but you also need somebody who's technically able to deal with thousands of different things that can go wrong with either darts. With the golf simulators are so intricate that you need somebody that's quite technical, and because I'm so immersed in it, I kind of feel like people should just know things, and it's not that easy. But you know, when we first started up, I think we had about 14 staff.
What?
And bearing in mind, you probably only need one or two normally on shift.
Yeah.
You know, even
there's quite a lot of
fairly
rotation.
busy. The thing is, when you're even busy, everyone's doing something they love doing.
Yeah.
So it's not like a bar where they're all stood at the bar waiting for a drink.
They don't want to be
all-
disturbed normally,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I mean, I always say to the staff, imagine this place is a restaurant. So keep circling around and seeing whether people need. If someone comes to the bar, that's a failure.
Sure.
Do you know? Because they should be on their activities having fun, and we should be serving them as soon as they.
Well, it's a time allocated thing as well,
Which
right? If
drives
they're
the
having to
staff mad, by the way.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's a lot more legwork.
Here he goes again.
That's a lot more legwork for people.
But no, do you know what? If I had to give a tip after having now done it, I would say get staff that need a job and don't want a job.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a massive thing.
Yeah. See their enthusiasm for the fact that they want to stay.
They want to do this as their income, if you like.
Yeah.
As opposed to just wanting to do it just to maybe get a little bit of extra income.
Yeah. Motivated
It's a
people.
very different thing. And now what we've got is somebody like Ed, who's almost like full time, really.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say is all the staff, even the ones that unfortunately we've had to part ways with, have loved working here because it's such a cool place to work.
Yeah.
You know, I can't really say this on a thing, but there are certain big brands out there on the marina, for instance, that they
couldn't
just don't
think of
want
any
to have
of
to,
them.
they
Yeah.
just don't want to have
Yeah.
to go and work at, you know.
Yeah.
And then they come here and they're working at a really cool place where everyone's generally happy.
Yeah.
What could be better, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And as I guess a member of staff as well, Toby, would you back up that experience? You enjoy
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to add to your point earlier.
Sorry, until he goes, no.
No, don't ever work it.
I'm trying to get out.
To add to your point earlier, in terms of, you know, when you walk in, it's nice to have, probably big him up now, but it's nice to have the owner, Rob, being here and welcoming the staff and people, you know, liking and loving the facility, and everyone's going, oh, who owns this? Who runs this? Is it a franchise? Is it whatever it is? But you know, Rob just stands there with his grin, his grin, and says, you know, me, and
with his glass of wine in his hand.
with his glass of wine. But you know, I think that's so nice to, you know, like I said, I'll pick him up again. But he's followed his passion, he's followed his dream, and you know, he's the one grafting. He's the one in the mornings here. He's.
But it's not grafting because it's my
because he loves what he's doing. But
I think that brings it full circle back to golf in many ways, because part of the allure for people that when they grew up near a golf course, it was the people as well, right? As well as just the golf course, it was the people that were there, and they would know the faces, and it would be familiar, and they would go back and back. And when they went back a few years later, it'd be the same faces, and that's great. Yeah. And I think that obviously translates to here. Yeah,
it's kind of comforting, isn't it? And I think just going back to that, it's if you go into a managed premises against an owned premises, the difference is stark. Yeah. The difference is huge. You know, we have, you know, we're very flexible on our kind of rules and etc., and people really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if we were a managed premises, we couldn't be. How could you be?
You have to be by the book.
Always, you know, you've got somebody up there looking at all your figures, looking at maybe even looking at the CCTV and going, well, hang on a minute, they shouldn't still be on the golf sim. But whereas we can just go, well, hang on, we haven't got any money. These guys that are out here now, they've not paid for these hours they're on.
Right. But there's no.
But they're here, they're having fun. It's a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
They're buying some drinks. Yeah. And I can say, go crack on.
Yeah.
Stay on the shuffle lane. We'll even pay for the darts for you.
Right.
You know, where how could you do that if it was a managed place?
You couldn't. You'd be ticking boxes rather than sort of like catering to customers,
which is makes a huge difference. And that's the feedback we get.
Yeah.
So and that's been, like I say, onwards and upwards.
Well, exactly. I mean, 18 months in, I'm blown away by one. It feels settled. Like the place feels settled. It feels like it's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you walk into places and it's like you sense that it's new and that it's fragile. You don't get that sense here. You get the sense that it's here to stay and it's well set up, well managed, everything like that. So 18 months in, I mean, it's just incredible.
Thank you. Incredible. Yeah, and it's I mean, that's a lot to do with the people I've surrounded myself by. So yeah.
Delegation.
Other than Toby.
Just wanted to take a moment out of the podcast down at VGolf, which I really enjoyed, and I hope you're enjoying. And I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for everyone that listens week in and week out. I really, really appreciate the support. To see the numbers just continue and for people to share with me that they're enjoying the podcast, it really does mean a lot. A lot of podcasts don't even get into double digits, and less of them get to around the 20 episode mark. So, trust me, this podcast is going absolutely nowhere. I'm sorry that we've reverted back to a Tuesday. It just seemed to work out better for everyone. So I thought, let's just do that. But like I said, thank you so much. And please share with anyone you think would enjoy this podcast. Even if you're a little worried that they might not enjoy it, what's the worst that's going to happen? Maybe you lose a friend, but you've made me happy, so weigh that up, work that one out. I just wanted to quickly as well give a shout out to at ginger.golf on Instagram. Now Josh is doing something incredible this year. He's on a quest to playing 581 rounds of golf in 1 year. Now that's going to be quite some feat if he manages to do it. His current status, as we are right now, let's have a look, is he has played 68 courses in 46 days. And his next 7 days are looking pretty jam full as well. He's currently around Canonsbrook, Blake's area. Where is he? He's just north of London right now, and he is doing all of this for charity as well. And anyone who does anything like this, some people will look at it and they'll just be saying, you know, oh, well, you just go and play golf for a whole year. But trust me, playing this amount of golf will at certain points be a real slog as well. And Josh is doing it with a smile on his face. You can follow his Instagram page every single day. He's telling you about where he's played, what conditions he's played in, and the fact that he's getting closer and closer to that number. The two charities that he's supporting mainly on his website are the Tapping House, and the Tapping House is a remarkable charity that's dedicated to providing care and support to individuals living with life-limiting illnesses. Their compassion extends beyond the patient themselves, offering invaluable assistance to families and carers throughout every stage of illness and bereavement. So that's an incredible charity doing incredible work for people in really terrible situations and that just need some comfort and some help. And the other charity he's supporting is Macmillan Cancer Support. And Macmillan Cancer Support is an extraordinary charity that provides vital assistance to people living with cancer and their families. From emotional guidance to practical advice and financial help, Macmillan ensures no one has to face cancer alone. Now, more and more of us every single year are having to deal with the fact that someone we know has cancer, perhaps we maybe have had cancer, and the impact that has on someone's life and the difficulty that you can face dealing with just awful illness that is becoming more and more prevalent in our society. So people like Macmillan and the work that they do are incredible, and I just wanted to say thank you to Josh, as someone who's, like many of you, has had a loved one that you've lost through cancer, and know the incredible work that places like Macmillan and other charities do for someone to give of their time to raise money for charities like this. They deserve your support. So please head over to Ginger Golf on Instagram. The website is gingergolf.co.uk. Go and support Josh. Go and see where he is. If you're a golf club in the area that can help him out, then please do. But thank you again, Josh, for all that you're doing, and I'll continue to follow your journey and update the podcast listeners on it. So we'll head back now to our interview at VGolf.
I guess as we wrap up this week's podcast, are there any sort of final things you'd want to say to a listener who's thinking of coming down to see you guys at VGolf? Anything you'd like to say? Anything as far as their expectations of what they can walk into? I think we've covered it all pretty well, but I'll give you a final sort of platform to both of you to say what you'd like to.
I mean, from my perspective, I would say that one of the things that I talk to my staff about is that the reason they love it so much is that we always exceed people's expectations. And when you're running a business like that, it's a wonderful place to work, and it's a wonderful place for people to come. Because one of the things that I think we need to work harder on is marketing exactly what we do, because when people come in, they pay their £10 an hour and they expect a certain level and they get way more than that. And you know, they come in for an hour at 2:00 in the afternoon and I'm kicking them out at 11:30, you know, at night. So I think that says it all, really, from my perspective. You know, we try and deliver way above people's expectations. And I hope we carry on doing that.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. Toby, anything you
want
to add?
Just to echo that, really, you know, there's something for everyone here. You know, whether you're a golfer, fantastic. Whether you're a keen darts player, the darts are brilliant. You know, everything that we've got in this facility is, you know, state of the art, pretty much. And anyone popping down, obviously open 7 days a week. There'll always be a warm smile here. It'll always be warm. You can have your favourite beverage, whether that be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Popping down, give it a try. And that's pretty much it, really.
And I think it's interesting what you just said, actually, because one of the things that I worked really hard on from the beginning is having the best of everything. And we have literally, and I can say this without sounding arrogant, we have the best type of shuffle table, we have the best type of shuffle lane, we have the best type of AR darts. We've definitely got the best type of golf simulators. we've got the best VIP room. I've seen other venues VIP room, and this is the best you're going to get.
Yeah, it's the best one I've seen.
With everything that we've got going on in here, you know, it is, you know, you pay for this the same as you would, as I said, a room in a pub.
Yeah.
And you get all this.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've really focused hard on, when we first started up, we didn't always have the best alcohol that you could sell. We didn't always have the best food. We didn't always have the best. We always have striven to have the best activities that you can possibly get. The best of the best. Yeah. So I think we'll carry on. Well, I know we'll carry on doing that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you very much for inviting me down.
Thank you for coming down.
No. It's fun. I mean, it's fun, like I said at the start, to just get out of my booth because it's
put you back in it.
It's a lonely place. Occasionally, people pop in via Zoom and sort of look at me like, who is this weirdo in that dark room? It's all for audio quality, I promise. But thank you for inviting me down. I'm looking forward to trying out the simulators and maybe seeing some of the greatest simulator player of our time in Rob. Hit a few shots.
The wily old.
I'll get some Instagram footage as well, which will be available. You can find that at Birdie Golf Club Podcast. Where can people find you guys on Instagram? Because I don't want to get the handle wrong for Instagram.
No, at VGolf Brighton on Instagram, on Facebook as well. Come on down, tag us, and we'll repost you. I'm sure, not speaking out of turn, but I'm sure we can do a little promotion in terms if you mention BGC or whatever it might be. We can do a discount code or even your first hour free, whatever it might be.
Fantastic. We'll set that up. I'll put that into the show notes. We'll set that up and get it going. Same on Instagram. We'll set up something similar.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Definitely. Cool.
Oh, well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for coming in.